A week had barely passed since our divorce became official. The house was still quiet in a strange, unfamiliar way, not peaceful, just empty. Her side of the closet was bare, and the coffee mug she always used sat untouched on the shelf. Even though we had grown apart long before the paperwork was signed, the finality of it all still left a strange void. We didn't fight at the end. No yelling, no dramatic goodbye. Just two people who had stopped trying. I spent that first week adjusting to the new rhythm of life, waking up alone, making one less cup of tea, sitting through quiet dinners with no one across the table. It wasn't sad, just odd. I had thought maybe it would take time to fully process everything. Then on the seventh day, I got a notification from a mutual friend. Out of boredom and curiosity, I clicked on it. What I saw made me stop mid-sip of my coffee. There she was, my ex-wife, in a white wedding dress, standing beside a man I had never seen before. They were smiling, holding hands, and behind them stood a small group of guests, clapping and laughing. The caption read, "Married to the love of my life. So grateful for this beautiful day." I blinked. Once, twice. Was this a joke? A prank? But the tags were real. The location was real. The comments were full of congratulations. It wasn't staged. It was a wedding. Her wedding. I couldn't stop the laugh that came out of me. Not a bitter laugh, not an angry one. It was the kind of laugh you give when something is so absurd it doesn't even upset you. Who was this guy? Where did he come from? Had they been dating while we were still married? Or had she truly fallen head over heels in just 7 days? I kept staring at the photo, zooming in on his face. He looked ordinary, friendly, maybe a bit clueless. I wondered if he had any idea what he was getting into. Probably not. Maybe she told him a different version of our story, one where she was the victim and I was the villain. I've learned by now that people believe what makes them feel better. The more I thought about it, the more it made sense. She had always hated being alone. Even in our marriage, she filled the silence with distractions, parties, social media, new hobbies she'd give up after a week. Now, instead of healing or reflecting, she just moved on to the next chapter without finishing the last one. I wasn't angry. I didn't feel jealous or hurt. If anything, I felt relieved. Her rushing into a new marriage so quickly only confirmed what I had suspected for a long time. She wasn't ready to face herself. She was still chasing happiness like it was something outside her, something she could find in someone else. I had tried to be that person for years, and it drained me. As I closed the app and set down my phone, I looked around the quiet house again. It still felt empty, but now it also felt honest. No pretending, no pressure, just peace, and somewhere out there, she was beginning her new married life. I wished her well, genuinely. But I also couldn't help but wonder how long the illusion would last. After all, if you rush into a new story without finishing the last one, the ending tends to repeat itself. I got up, made myself another cup of coffee, and looked out the window. The sky was clear. For the first time in a long time, so was my mind.